Boys and girls, to Black Ice. We are in August 1941 and the German armies are victorious all over Russia. From north to south, Leningrad has fallen and Finland has entered the war. There are a lot of Soviet troops up here in the north. The Finns, they joined the Axis this time around. Don't think I ever seen them. Call to wars, I guess. Well, okay, they were already in an individual war with the Russians, but now when they're in the Axis, I can open their logistics and I can check what items they do have and see what lend-lease they need, so they're not in the red. They have quite good stockpiles of field uniforms and rifles, and they don't need anything else really. So that's good news, except that the Russians has a lot of forces, but look how they're starving up here. Okay, so Leningrad fell. That's very useful, meaning that we're over 1,000 factories in total now. We have established the Novgorod river line here. We even pushed across it into the Valdai hills here. There's really no point in breaking this rail line here because give me a second with the sound here. I'm gonna change it to my, there we go. Nope, that's not how you do it. Wait, speakers, there we go. Since there is no supply hub, we have all the supply hubs here. Alright, turn that off. Let's see. The Finns have for some reason left Helsinki empty. Where is my... Wait, no. What the hell? Oh, fuck. Alright, so I moved one division, prepared to enter into their port here, Hangö. And I moved to Helsinki, but since we have an order here, my division moved away. Alright, that was bad. That was a bad idea. Okay, so let's see if I can get back into Helsinki, or if the Finns can move one division to defend their capital. I mean, this is ridiculous. It's just, oh. I think in Hoi 3 they had garrisons that were tied, blocked from moving in certain areas. Yeah, that would be a good idea when the AI is as bad as it is. Just a battalion or a small regiment or something. Okay, so that was a mistake, but I almost saved the Finns capital for the AI. Right, so we cleared out 2 or 3 pockets around here in the marshes in the north south of Leningrad, and of course we sent the forces onwards towards the front. We cleared another large pocket here west of Hommel, and now our marines are free to deploy somewhere. I really don't know where to send them, maybe to Moscow, so let me check on that. We have one large pocket around Bialystok and another smaller one here with 4 divisions in the marshes, so maybe I use the marines to clear them out. Talking about clearing out, so we jumped from 1.4 to 2 million in a month or something. That's all the pockets I've cleared out. Our losses are 210k so far in the war. Italy suffered 700k losses. Good job, Italy. Good job. Italy's oh my god. Yeah. Okay, so let's do Sicily and Italy while we're talking about it. Okay. So I'm gonna get kicked out of... I recaptured this port here called Marsagarabra. This one is a level 2 port. No, level 5 port. Whereas in Palermo, it's only a level 2 port. So while I held this port, all these guys, the British, the Allied, they were suffering lots of supply losses, attrition. But it seems my 2 French foreign equipment division here, 9th and 11th Panzer Division. They're not going to be able to hold at all. They're attacking with 4 Marines, quite powerful. Africa Division. So I'm a bit surprised. I mean, the stats are on my side. We're in nice clear terrain here. We don't have any air cover, of course. That it could be the Italian. I think they're down to 600 fighters. Okay, but I mean, they have a beachhead on East Sicily. There's no risk of them breaking out, but also I'm not strong enough to eliminate them right now. Nothing happened in Africa so far. Just bleeding down more Italian troops. So let's head down from Leningrad. Rzhev is liberated, and I'm now going to try to head over to Kalinin. I found out how you do change division template from the starting historical infantry division. You start well, so these rather experienced green divisions, they have now medium anti-tank, and they used to be the old 1936 historical template with heavy artillery and no good headquarters battalions. But some of these guys actually have medals because I used them as heavy artillery city sieging. So keep an eye on 3rd and 16th Infantry Division. Now we're heading towards Kalinin with this under Rundstedt's command. See if we can get there. Here comes the sad part. It's very hard to grab Moscow in black ice. As you can see here, we have 10 Infantry Division and Tank Division and a bunch of other scruffy looking communists around Moscow. And yeah, my red supply limit has disappeared. Just recently disappeared. It's probably because some supply depot here, maybe not Smolensk. Which one is the closest? Maybe Rzhev opened up as a supply hub. I think I will probably need to build up the railroad here from Veliki Luki towards Rzhev. Because from Smolensk, if you hold down shift, you can see how far the Smolensk supply depot will. And I think if you, that's weird. It has the same range. No matter, because it says that the supply range should be affected, but it isn't. I guess it has more. I don't know this motorization level, but okay. So this is how far. Yeah. So it's gonna be really hard supply-wise to grab Moscow. Oh, my bad. Tula is probably why my Moscow troops are no longer out of supply. So we're gonna start grinding in the Moscow area, of course, but I would say that we're not maybe numerically outnumbered that much. I made a staff office plan on the Green Army to get some planning bonus going under Rundstedt. Not sure he's the best leader to do this offensive. He's got a nice 4 attack, but since I don't know when he levels up to level 5, I don't know what stats he's gonna get, so I don't know if to make him a defensive or offensive leader. I don't wanna allocate these traits before I know. I mean, if he gets 2 or 3 points in defense and I put points into attack, okay, never mind. Rundstedt's leading the charge towards Moscow. We do have some 3 nice tank divisions resting and refitting here south of Moscow. Let's see. I kind of would like to get up here and get into these clear hexes east of Moscow and run around in his back, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that with supply. So my main problem now is how to capture Moscow in 1941. And I really don't have a huge amount of forces. I'd say the forces I would want to allocate my strategic reserve, it's stuck on Sicily. So quite unfortunate. It's never a given to take Moscow, so I'm not gonna promise anything. I'll do my best. I usually take Moscow, and I probably will. Look at these numbers here. 10 garrison. Oh, 10 garrison division 2. I wonder what that is. It's probably some sort of scripted AI spam fake division. Not something the AI built. 51 GVTK. That's probably a scripted tank division. Yeah. Irkutska. Yeah, I don't know the names. I think if it's just a YASD division here, it's probably just a regular built normal. But if it's a garrison division 2, my guess, this is a scripted one. Like when the Germans come next to Moscow, boom, they pop up in there. Maybe they have to fill it up with equipment. Yeah, probably. I know there's a lot of ghost equipment in the scripted units, so that when you encircle them and eliminate them, you don't capture any gear from them. All right. Okay, the center here, I've cleared out more pockets around Kursk, etc. here. So now my infantry is slowly reaching these front lines. I don't really plan or did plan on advancing further than Voronezh and the supply here. I mean, first you have to reach this supply hub out there in the middle of nowhere, and then Saratov is the next. I do have 3 light tank divisions out here, the white ones, in the middle of nothing. So it's not a main effort at all to reach Saratov, but as long as he presents me with opportunities to encircle and cause some casualties, I'm gonna take them. But a lot of troops here are Hungarian and Romanians. Romania finally left its homelands. They're not helping clearing pockets, unfortunately. Alright, good news. Stalingrad has fallen. And the 1st Panzer Division, the best division in the entire German army, now has 6 medals or commendations, or whatever command. I don't know what is it. Iron crosses. All right. Yeah. I ran out of garrison troops because now I need 275,000. It was a little bit more, maybe 287, and also it was almost 30,000 garrison equipment. But I have a little trick here, and it is that instead of having a single, I start out with okay, here it is. So this is how you start out with a suppression division. It's just a single garrison and a battalion. That's fine, and use that in every province. But then when you have a lot of spare army experience, you can add on a MP. Well, I used a pre-existing Austrian, whatever. So you have a military police detachment, and if you scroll down here, you can see that it has a suppression bonus. It's only 1%. I suspect, however, that will increase when you research certain texts later on. But anyway, now I have 1% suppression bonus on all these 24, soon to be 25. I couldn't quite afford it. There we go. So instead of 40, I have 40. I wonder if the suppression plus 1.57, that might be from equipment, something. Anyways, so I guess I'm not entirely out of, but just know in your mind that you need to prepare around 30,000 garrison equipment. That means you need to have 10, 12 factories constantly from 1936 all the way up into 41 running in black ice. Otherwise you're going to run out of garrison and equipment. And I think since I'm running civilian oversight everywhere, I think this is the lowest amount of garrison equipment you need. Well, it's 28 now, but it was 30. Oh wait, it's only 91%. Shows how garrison I feel. So I don't understand. It was 99% before. I changed over to the large garrison division template. And then I saw this drop from 30,000 to 28,000. But anyway, I think I mean, I'm not going to advance a whole lot further into Russia. So I do think the garrison situation, I managed this campaign. Sometimes I've been in this negative feedback loop where your garrisons are so low that they start losing more and more, and you can't just build, even if you have 50 factories, you can never catch up. But now I am in a good place. I have a lot of factories and garrisons. I'm just gonna have a healthy surplus, and it's just gonna stay there. So this is how you control Europe in Black Ice. Okay, that was a bit of a tangent. How did I get into that? All right. So I'm not gonna do anything really here around Stalingrad, except maybe upgrade the railroad from Stalingrad back towards the west there, Rostov or Voroshilovgrad. That's not the easiest Russian city name to pronounce. Excuse me for mispronouncing it. Okay, and in the south, we have very soon captured Baku here with the 25th Panzer Grenadier Division. Very elite. But of course, there's a risk to be cut off, and my supply lanes are tenuous, to say the least. I am done clearing of Krasnodar pockets up here, and I have a corps with mountain troops advancing southwards into the mountains here. So in the western part of the Caucasus, I'm in a good shape. But these garrison regiments have just reached here right now from clearing up the pockets in central Russia. So I was really strained here. I'm glad there hasn't popped up more. Okay, they're all out of supply though, because I cut them off. Okay, once I grab Baku, they're not gonna have a port to send. I don't think they should have a little bit of a supply production inside the pocket, but not a lot. So I guess I'm gonna be able to just clear this out slowly. Okay, and the Romanians and Hungarians have sent some troops down here to help me hold this corridor open. But it was kind of dangerous. It is still quite dangerous. I am at 57 days fuel. It is costing me a lot of convoys because I'm importing every factor of oil I can from South America. This is not a good position I am fuel-wise. But once I grab Baku, there's 291 oil here. I think it's going to be enough to take the Baku, and I get the control of the fuel, the oil. And that should work. So another problem I have with over 1,000 factories, I have 104 energy, but I'm researching a tech, so that should take care of itself. I have researched tank and engine production capacity, so now I need military factories to fill this up and produce more tanks. Yeah, my stockpiles are getting lower. I'm sending a lot of trash to Italy because there's suicide. Look at all these red supply numbers. I don't know why Italy has lost 700,000 men. They haven't been doing. They've been trying to land in Palestine, but I don't think they managed to land 10 divisions and get them killed this time. They usually do. So I don't know quite. All right, yeah, they've been grinding forever in Ethiopia. Maybe a lot of the 700,000 losses are from this theater here. That could be it. Well, no wonder they're behind on equipment. Look how much red. 1,400 machine guns, 1,400 mortars, 1,000 transport trucks, 1,300 radios. Let's see about. They are good on cavalry equipment now. Okay, they're only down. Okay, 8k infantry equipment. I'm sending them a lot of French stuff. And it seems the naval warfare, the submarine warfare is going okay. So 1 month later, if I can take Moscow, And then during the winter I can send down the Luftwaffe to gain temporary air supremacy in southern Italy, in Sicily. And maybe even, do you think I can withdraw some elite troops and send them down here? Probably not. The Soviet winter offensive is very brutal in Black Ice. Yeah, I'm doing fine. 200,000 losses for reaching everything in Europe, but Moscow, for me, that's quite decent. I'm happy with that. Okay, that was the August report. I'm gonna, once I capture Moscow or something important happens, I'll get back and make another report. See you in the next one. Bye.